ঘোষ বলে করি জোড়হাত। जय गौर से कृष्ण से जगन्नाथ। जय गौर से कृष्ण से जगन्नाथ। वासुदेव घोष बोले गोरी जोड़हात। जय गौर से कृष्ण से जगन्नाथ। जय जय जगन्नाथ प्रभु बने करे जा शरण बंदा। लीला चले शंकर चक्र पथरा हरे कमंडल गोलो तेरा वैभव लीला कथा छोड़िया। श्रीराधार बाला हे गौरावतार। हरे कृष्ण राम लीला प्रचार। जय गौर से कृष्ण से जगन्नाथ। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Leela Chale Santa Gana Padmada Hare Hare Ganga Kamandaluka Leela Chale Santa Gana Padmada Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Radhar Baba Hare Gaura Avatar Hare Krishna Gauri Namaskar Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. So, we'll offer Mangalacharan. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desha Tarine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Vashabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdaye कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाढ्य श्री रूपानुह भक्तिद श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुह विरुद्धाप सिद्धांत द्वंतहारिणे नमो गौरक्षराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बरसाम्बोधे पादाम्बुजाय ते नमः नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुहवराय ते वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. So today's auspicious disappearance day of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and also the disappearance day of Gadadhar Pandit. So today's shloka I was seeing, it is a very long purport and it will take a lot of time for discussion. And I don't think we have sufficient time for that. So I was thinking, considering all these occasions, we can actually speak on Jagannath himself. So like we have the Jagannath Rath Yatra next week coming up. So it is very important occasion. It is considered to be one of the most important occasions, in our Krishna conscious society. So, like it is not just like any occasion comes, we tell that it is the most important occasion. So, in its intensity and in its what is that relevance, every occasion has its important role. So in different ways. So the Jagannath Rath Yatra, it has so very significant role in terms of the mood of devotional service that is practiced in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara. So what is the primary mood of devotional service that is practiced in Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara? Huh? Yeah, so execution of devotional service and separation from Krishna. So that is that is actually very nicely exemplified or very nicely portrayed in this whole pastime of the Rath Yatra. So now, like firstly, we see in this bhajan, so it is mentioned that Jai Jai Jagannath Sachiranandan Tribhuvane Kore Jar Charanamandan. So this Jagannath and Sachimata, so Jagannath Mishra and Sachimata, so their child or their son is Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And Tribhuvane Kore Jar Charanavandan. So the all the three worlds, they actually glorify the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's the meaning of this first stanza. And then Nila Chale Shankha Chakra Gada Padmadar. So in the Nilachal means it is in the Jagannath Puri. So there, how is the Lord, Lord is available over there. So he is Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, Dharan karke hai. So he is in the four-handed form, So even Jagannath also, you see that what are the symbols that are drawn in the two hands of Jagannath? Shankha Chakra, So and then so Gada Padma is invisible. So, so so Baldev has, what are the two symbols drawn in Baldev's hand? Plow and the plow and club. Plow and the club. So these two symbols are drawn on Baldev's hand. Right? So and Shubhadramaya's hand? hand hand is completely withdrawn into the body, so yeah, so now this is the form that is described. And then in the Nadya Nagara, so Danda Kamandalukar, so he is having the Danda and Kamandal. So now we see that Krishna, we worship Krishna in the two-handed form, and the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they have no special attraction towards no worship of Krishna, and that too worship of Krishna not even in no like his form in Dwaraka or Mathura, no his form in Vrindavan. So if that is the case, then why did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stay in Jagannath Puri and worship Jagannath as the primary personality? So why did this happen? So he is holding Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. That means there is a lot of Vaikuntha mood has already come. So and no, it is called as Sri Mandir, and the main personality over there. Who is the main personality over there? Consort of Jagannath, Lakshmi Devi. Yeah. So why would Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spend his time there? No, where the Lord is worshipped in the mood of the Shankha Chakra Gadha Padmadara, and no Lakshmi Devi is the mistress of that place. So it's a very important thing to understand. So why is it so? So he was seeing, he could have seen that anywhere else also. So, but why specifically Jagannath Puri? Like wherein he has intense devotion to that particular deity. Huh? Yeah. So, Krishna, when he was performing his pastimes with the devotees in Mathura and Dwaraka, so he was displaying certain kind of pastimes, which was actually, according to Vrindavan language, contaminated with Aishwarya. So, but then it is like, it is not pure, the Madhurya Ras, what is there in the Vrindavan. So it is not that alone. So it is added with the Aishwarya, this one. But then some things used to happen in the Mathura and Dwaraka also, like especially in Dwaraka. So whenever Krishna would sleep, he would do something. What is that? Huh? So like he would remember the devotees of Vrindavan and he would call out their names. So here Krishna is performing a pastime, which is something different from Vrindavan, but which is not in that lines of sweetness, which like a devotee who is attracted to the Vrindavan form of Krishna, so they would not relish so much the pastimes of Dwaraka. So, but then, like here is another feature of Krishna. So, whereas he is in intense remembrance and separation from the devotees of Vrindavan. So, and he's chanting the names of those, like he's actually calling out and remembering those names of the devotees over there. And the devotees there, they would think that like what kind of this one it is, like are we not serving Krishna properly? Krishna is not satisfied with our service. So what's the reason? So why we have been serving him for so long and taking care of him so nicely. So but then why is he in his subconscious state always he is remembering Vrindavan devotees only? Why not he remembers us? Now that's very so important. This one. So they have this one, and then they try to improve their service. They try to serve Krishna in more and more better ways, but still they are not able to get the attention of Krishna to that level. Where he is in the daytime, he is nicely reciprocating with them and things like that. Everything is going good. So, but then in his subconscious state, he's always remembering the devotees of Vrindavan. So and they were also very eager to know the pastimes of Vrindavan and things like that. So then, we all may know that one time they requested Mother Rohini to describe the pastimes of Vrindavan, and so and when she was describing the pastimes, so they also had this one fear that if Krishna and Balram were to hear this, so then they will run off to Vrindavan and they would never come back. So then they kept the guard of Subhadramaya, and then they started hearing the pastimes. And eventually Krishna and Balram came, and Subhadramaya did a very poor job. She did not guard the gate properly. Now she also started hearing, and she became like kind of affected by the pastimes, the sweetness of the pastimes, and she was in a great ecstasy. Because of that, her form became like that. Wherein her legs and hands got withdrawn into the body. And when Krishna and Balram heard, so the their own pastime, so their forms also became like that. So now, so this is one very important this one. So this is Krishna's form. So though it is depicted to be the form which is there in Dwaraka, which is worshipped in so much of awe and reverence, but still, this form is like very much attractive to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose mood is to worship Krishna in the mood of Vrindavan. So it is in the mood of separation. And what would Chaitanya Mahaprabhu see whenever he used to come and take darshan of Jagannath? Sham Sundar form, Tribhanga Rupa. That's what he would see. And then in which angle he would take darshan? Yeah, so he would come from the left, on the, if Garuda Samba is like this, and he'll go to the left side of the Garuda Samba, and not left side, his thumb imprint is there on the right side only. So he will take darshan of the Lord in such a way that no Jagannath is visible, only Jagannath is visible. And that too, like Jagannath will be, from that angle, if you see, Jagannath also will not be fully visible, like only one portion of Jagannath will be visible. So, so yesterday in the level 3 class, we were actually discussing this point, that whenever we go to some temples, like how do generally people take darshan, especially in the South Indian temples where line is very long and things like that. कभी कभी धक्काबाजी करके like आगे चले जाते हैं. So but that is not the mood. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never did like that. So in fact he would stand far at the back. He would never even go very close to Jagannath. So did he ever go close to Jagannath?
For the first time he went already.
So for the first time when he came, so he went inside. So then after that, like he thought like, this is very dangerous to go close to Jagannath. So it is quite difficult to handle the emotion. So in that way, like he kept a distance. So he used to take darshan of Jagannath from far away. So like, and then this whole mood of, yesterday we were discussing this point, the whole mood of like feeling oneself unqualified to approach the Lord, and then feeling that other people who are taking darshan, they are very, very qualified and they should get the opportunity. And I am not that much qualified, so I will attempt to take darshan of the Lord. So, and if it is successful, it is by the mercy of the Lord. And also the aspect of, in the period of waiting, there is constant service, that is there. So like chanting the names of the Lord, or discussion of Krishna conscious subject matters and things like that. And in case if there is any other service that is possible. So because the Lord is attracted by service, and Lord is attracted by the mood of humility. So that is something which is very important. So because the darshan, if you see, like we can present ourselves in front of the Lord, but then the choice of giving the darshan is, is the Lord reserves the right to give darshan to his devotees. So now if we become proud, and if we become forceful in the matter of taking darshan, so then we may see the deity over there, but we may not have the real spiritual experience that may that can enliven us actually. So the real spiritual experience we can get only if we maintain the mood of humility and mood of service. And yeah, so these are very important moods actually. So now Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go every time to Jagannath temple, and he used to take darshan of the Lord in this way. And how many times Mahaprabhu used to go to Jagannath temple in a day? 2 to 3 times. He used to go every day. So morning, afternoon, evening, So he used to go like every day, to Jagannath temple. So it is quite a very important this one. So he was very, very much attached. It is not like any other temple kind of this one. Even for that matter, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to South India, like he didn't stay in any place for a long time. So he used to keep moving, and whichever temple comes, he would Vishnu temple comes, he would take darshan. But when he was there in Srirangam, so he stayed for close to 4 months, so Chaturmasya. So that time he established a Jagannath temple and he worshipped. So, so it is not that like worship of Jagannath was by chance. Mother Sachi, she asked, you stay in Jagannath Puri so that cover milte rahega, and what to do, like udhar Jagannath temple hi hai, udhar hi darshan karna padega. So it was not like that. So he was very much attached to Jagannath, so that even when he went to South India, so and he happened to stay in some place for a longer time, so he preferred to worship Jagannath. So this is the Ishtadev of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And specifically, so there are many, many pastimes that happens, like many pastimes that are depicted in the Jagannath temple. And like all the rituals that actually happens, it is all, the background is some pastime of Krishna that is there. So amongst them, the most important pastime that is considered is the what is it? Rath Yatra, So there are many other pastimes are there, like even the special. What is the most special song that is offered to Jagannath in Jagannath temple? Huh? Yeah, Gopi Geet. That is the special song that is offered. And in fact, his chadar is also like in the night. Geet Govind. So in the night, like when the chadar, when they offer, so that is also Geet Govind is written in that actually. So if we see the rituals, they have this very nicely intertwined rituals, which is the worship of Lord Jagannath as the Lord and Master of Dwaraka. So at the same time, he is feeling separation from the devotees of Vrindavan. So this is very nicely captured in the worship of Jagannath there. And like that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's in that mood of separation from Krishna, so he is naturally attracted to that place. So it is not by he wanted to go to Vrindavan and then like by Mother Sachi's request, he happened to stay in Jagannath Puri. It's not like that. So it is the externals. Lord will not. Lord will arrange his pastimes. Whatever the Lord wants, it will be arranged by the Yoga Maya, right? So, and even when he went to Vrindavan, so he did not stay much time. So he again came back to Jagannath Puri. So this is a very important this one actually. And understanding that Jagannath is Krishna himself and Krishna's form in the what is it? The greatest form, in the mood of separation. And so like Jagannath is always worshipped in along with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then only the worship is complete actually. So Jagannath alone is Krishna in search of Srimati Radharani. So but that combination is completed only when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there. So where Radharani in search of Krishna. So this is very nicely, this one very nicely happens during the Rath Yatra pastime. So sometimes devotees ask this question. So we have, deity worship standard in ISKCON, like which is the highest standard of deity worship? Which deities are offered? Radha Krishna. So next is Jagannath, and next is Gaur Nitai, right? So now, if Jagannath is to be considered the highest form, and in couplement with Gaur Nitai, so then they should be having the highest standard of worship than Radha and Krishna. So why is that? Radha Krishna is offered higher worship, and where they are in the in the Madhurya Rasa, but in the okay, anyway, I don't want to describe those aspects here. So, but at least why Jagannath, worship standards are relaxed. Huh? Yeah, because he's merciful. That's the sense. So both of these people are intoxicated, with desire to what is that? They are very much intoxicated, and and they want to have the audience of the other person, right? So that is the mood in which they are there. So one devotee, he actually explained a very nice analogy, which is like mundane and modern analogy. So it's like in the West there is a phrase called drunken uncle. No, so drunken uncle means this is generally if something you have to get from your uncle, so he's little strict or something like that. So you cannot get it from him like in the normal days, no. So but it is in the Saturdays, like it is they used to drink a lot, and Sunday morning when they're in hangover, if you go and ask something like no chalo le le de dete. So like that, Jagannath and Mahaprabhu, they are in that kind of state, they are in the state of they are fully surcharged with the mood of the devotion to each other, and anybody comes and asks something, they are like ready to give anything and everything. So that is why they are very easily approachable, and they are what is that? They are very merciful also, right? So that is the nature of their their personality. So it is not just, it is based on the nature of the personality, right? So when the pastimes of Radha and Krishna are happening, it's like very serious affair actually. Nobody can do any mistake over there. So then it is quite the deity worship standards for Radha and Krishna is quite serious. And then here it's mentioned about Keho Bole Purabe, Ravan Badila, Golo Kera Vaibhav Lila Prakash Karila. So this same personality, in the past, he had come as Lord Ramachandra, and then he killed Ravana, and then the same personality, he appeared as Krishna, and he performed Golokera Vaibhav Lila Prakash Karila. He displayed the pastimes of Goloka Vrindavan, in the Vrindavan, which is blessed upon on this earth, and he displayed those pastimes. And then he came specifically this one here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described, Sri Radha Bhava Ebe Gaura Avatar. So Krishna, he accepted the mood of Srimati Radharani, and then Hare Krishna Nam Gaur Korila Prachar. So if we see the topmost pastimes of Radha and Krishna, and especially in the pastimes of Srimati Radharani in the separation from Krishna, so that is this Hare Krishna mantra, and that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he actually distributed profusely. So that is why when Rupa Goswami, when he saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is the sloka that he uttered? Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvashe Namaha. So Namo Mahavadanyaya. So you're the most munificent or most charitable person. So why he's addressed as like that? So charitable, whom you can if you have to glorify somebody as best of the charitable person, so then what all qualities we should see in him? Best of the charitable person. So he should be having some very costly commodity, and then he should be ready to distribute that. So now the costly commodity is Krishna, and that too amongst within Krishna also there is so many different distance are there. Krishna in Dwaraka, Vrindavan, Mathura, and and even in Vrindavan there is certain form of Krishna is the most what is that highest form of Krishna. So Krishna in the best of his moods, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is distributing that very commodity, which is the most treasured commodity even in the spiritual world. So it is mentioned that Golokera Premadana, Harinam Sankirtan. So that means even in the Golok Vrindavan, even in the spiritual world, this Harinam Sankirtan is the most treasured wealth. That's the most costliest and most treasured wealth that is there. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking that wealth and he is distributing everywhere, right? So, but one problem with the Krishna conscious distribution is it is always password protected. You know, so what is the password protected? What is the password for this? Yeah, humility and the mood of service. No, so this is the password. No, that is there. So people can get this Hare Krishna mantra. So, but then if they don't have this mood of service, and if they don't have the mood of like humility and things like that, so then they will not be able to decode. No, they will not be able to access it. So in that way, like Krishna publicly spoke Bhagavad Gita. So and he told like Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam. No, it is like very secretive knowledge. So because the mood of humility and service, it is very very essential. So it is mentioned that tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshana. So like this knowledge, if it has to be unlocked, it should be having this mood of service. Upadekshanti te, this one, what is that? Sevaya, the mood of service, it is very very essential. And humility means like pride means I know everything. Humility means I don't know, please instruct me. So that is humility, right? So that prashna, like a question, is also like we can actually take it as humility and service. These two things are very very essential for unlocking the transcendental subject. So now so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed it profusely, and his personality was so wonderful that anybody would see him, so naturally they would get interest to render service to him. So like that's the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was invoking this mood of service so amazingly, from the devotees. So in that way, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was pulling people for towards him. And then when Hare Krishna mantra they hear in the mood of service, that is the perfect combination. So like in fact it is seen that like whenever somebody displays a particular quality, like we tend to actually reflect that quality. If that quality is very strongly present in somebody, like, and then he is we are associating with that person, so we start reflecting those qualities over a period of time. So in the same way, like here Mahaprabhu is in the mood of deepest humility, and then he is in the mood of service to Krishna. And whenever somebody comes in contact with him, it is not just the Hare Krishna mantra is getting transmitted. It is the Hare Krishna mantra is getting transmitted through Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is invoking the mood of service and he is invoking the mood of humility in people. So then it's a perfect combination. Then the medicine goes to the root. Like it affects the person like very nicely. So this also means the preacher of Krishna consciousness, like what kind of practice he is actually making. So accordingly he'll be able to make an impact in the audience. So if the preacher is practicing the mode of humility and service, so then he will be able to inspire the same thing in others. So but if the preacher is little proud about his knowledge and he is trying to give his knowledge with pride, so then then also people will become devotees, but the quality of devotees will be of that nature, right? So it is the mood and the attitude is something that is transmitted from person to person. It is very little of this is transmitted from the reading of literature. So but then when we associate with a person of that particular nature, so it becomes easy for us to actually assimilate that particular thing, and it's become easy for us to follow in that footsteps. So, and also it affects, it is like just like the material modes of nature. If you go and if you come in touch with the material modes of nature, so then you get affected by the modes of nature, right? So in the same way, if you come in touch with a person who's having service attitude, so then naturally you get affected by that mode. If you get affected by that particular quality. So it is more of like exposure to these qualities that actually helps us to develop these qualities than reading about them and theoretically trying to understand them and things like that. So and how do we associate? We associate by the way of like sharing the thoughts and serving with them and serving together and things like that. So that's the way we associate and we pick up these qualities. And we can associate with the transcendental personalities by the way of hearing about them also. So that is also very nice aspect. And then here Vasudev goes, no, he's telling that, like, no, I'm begging everyone, joda hath, like, no, hath jod ke bol raha hu. So Jai Gaur, Sai Krishna, Sai Jagannath. So this is the same personality. Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu is same as Krishna and same as Jagannath. So like, yeah. So sometimes the devotees, when they're asked, like, have you taken darshan of Jagannath? Yeah, I've taken darshan of the moving Jagannath. I'm going to take darshan of this, like Jagannath who is there in the temple. So during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, like, they would take darshan of first Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So like they would consider that one Jagannath is moving and another Jagannath is situated in the temple. So like that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Jagannath himself and Krishna himself. So this is a very essential understanding for us to develop nice devotional sentiments towards the Lord. So, and this Rath Yatra pastimes is considered to be very wonderful. So because of many of the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like in fact, we can say like none of them would go and take darshan of the Jagannath in the temple. So why? Because like most of them had come from a very bad background. Like background is Haridas Thakur is from the Mohammedan background, and then Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. So they were ministers, in the government of, like Nawab Hussain Shah. And during that time, the society was in such a way that, if anybody would, the conversion was so easy. The Mohammedan should go around and he should just spit at people. And if the saliva of the Mohammedan touches the body of a Hindu, so then he is ostracized. Contaminate ho gaya, usko nikal do. Things like that. So, and they would do like rampant conversions at that point in time. And what to speak of these people, like they had accepted Muslim names, and they had served in the kingdom of Nawab Hussain Shah. So like they were nice Vaishnavas. Like according to the Vaishnava principle, this is not at all a contamination. So once who is that personality? Subuddhi, I think Subuddhi or one of the personalities in Chaitanya Lila. So he was, he was a zamindar, and then when Nawab was, when he was a small child, like he was not a Nawab, like he was a small boy. So he was, what is that? He was a servant of this Subuddhi, I think Subuddhi, I don't remember the name exactly. So then, when he did some mistake, he chastised him, and he actually, gave him some whips, on his back. So then, later on, when he became Nawab, like then the queen, she saw that there is some marks on the body of the king. So then she asked, like, how dare anybody actually bet you? Who is that person? No, like my guardian. When I was small, like my guardian, like he actually bet me, and that is for my good. He was not bad. Like for my good, he corrected me in some way. So, but then the queen could not tolerate. No, that person has to be brought and he should be killed. So then he told, no, he's my guardian. Like no, I respect him a lot. So then she tells, at least you should convert him. so then then he was brought, and then the same treatment was made, and then all the Hindus, they ostracized him. So then they told that, okay, there is one remedy is there. So you should drink hot metal. Hot ghee, and then like andar ka part sab jal jayega and mar jayenge. So then that is the treatment. If you have become contaminated by the spit of a Mohammedan, right? So then like he was very much dejected, and then he happened to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, like, no, it's all bogus. No, you just chant Hare Krishna and you become purified. So, like, in that way, so this is, we see that the purified, these personalities, in fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that, to Sanatan Goswami, that, like, no, you are so pure that even the demigods in the heavenly planets, they aspire to touch your body. That's the purity of you, because you are so much surcharged with the Krishna consciousness. So that's your this one. So like, why do you consider yourself to be so wretched and fallen? So but then that is a nature. That's the nature. Like the Mahaprabhu's devotees, they exemplify or they actually display, some qualities, which are very very prominent in them. That's very much ingrained in the devotees of Mahaprabhu. So what are those qualities? No, that is, huh? That no, Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya का एक statement है, um, or even in the this one also, like in Chaitanya Charitamrita also it comes actually. So the principles of vairagya, is the sustaining factor, of devotees of Mahaprabhu. So like, they were very humble and they were very renounced. So these two things were like very very important, feature of, the devotees of Mahaprabhu. And when they were going to Jagannath Puri, and they would always consider that if they actually pass by, or if they actually, go in front of the priests, who are passing by there, to worship Jagannath, so they may actually contaminate them, and they may have to take a bath again and things like that. So they were feeling themselves to be very, this one, very fallen in that case. So especially like we see that whenever we go to temple, like we see that, getting darshan of the Lord is the most important, this one of going to a temple, right? So but then we see that devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so they were staying in Jagannath Puri and they never had darshan, and so but then they were practicing this devotion and separation from Jagannath, and also they were really feeling themselves to be very unqualified. And but then they were getting darshan of Jagannath every day, right? How? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go and visit them personally, and they would go and he would personally take Jagannath Prasad to them, right? So in that way, like they were always having darshan of Jagannath, and also another way they would get darshan of Jagannath. Huh? Yeah, so Nila Chakra. So like, when they would see the chakra, so that also, they were practically having the darshan of Jagannath, in that. So in that way, like the devotees of Mahaprabhu, so they were, having this mode of separation, and they would like perform their devotional service in that way. So and yearly once, they would get this great opportunity of taking darshan of Lord, in the chariot, right? So it is very very special for them. So they would go and have darshan, and they would, like, so many wonderful pastimes that would happen, in the scene of the Rath Yatra. So one of the pastimes that happened is like, devotees could able to see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he organized 7 different parties, of this one kirtan parties. So yesterday we were discussing this. So in that, like, service allocation, so there was, who will do singing, who will do follow-up singing, who will play kartal, who will play mridanga, and who will dance in that group. All these were the service allocations. So अभी हम लोग कीर्तन के लिए allocate करते हैं और किसको नाचने नाच लो. So like that. So but then there was like lead dancers, and the steps were decided, and everything was like very nicely choreographed. So over there. So, but then, like, when they come in ecstasy, everything will go for toss. So, but then, like, all these things were nicely choreographed. And then they would see, one very important thing, Jagannath himself is very attractive, but then they would see that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there and Jagannath is there, So, like, it is, the taking darshan of, like, these devotees, like when they were taking darshan in the Rath Yatra, it is not like they were just seeing Jagannath. It is almost like watching a tennis match. Either Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Jagannath. So they were like, so both the sides, some reciprocation is happening, and both the sides, something is happening, So like they are very much attracted. It is like magnetic force, North Pole and South Pole, is kept at little distance, and there is attraction that is happening between them, and people who are there in between that seam, they're actually feeling that whole whole mood of attraction towards them, right? So this is, and they would have such wonderful kirtan over there, So it is like completely unimaginable. Nobody can ever think of that such kind of kirtans. So it is literally the pastimes of this what is that? This Golokera Vaibhav Leela, that same pastimes of the Vrindavan, is depicted very amazingly, over there in the Rath Yatra. So it is a very intense, very intense mood, that is there, over there. So, and also this is on the, on the plane of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Jagannath. And for common people, who are assembled there, for them, it is like Jagannath is actually, giving an opportunity for, not everybody is allowed inside the temple, all the time, especially there are many devotees of Jagannath, who are not allowed to enter inside the Jagannath temple, and all of them would be waiting for this Rath Yatra, this one, and it is, there are many glories that are mentioned about the somebody who sees Jagannath in the cart, and then somebody who can pull the Jagannath Ratha. So they are considered to be very fortunate. There is no more birth for them in the material world like that. So it is, they would get pure devotional service. It is very merciful and very amazing feature that whole Jagannath Ratha Yatra is. And for devotees, especially they are waiting for having this particular darshan. And then sometimes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go out of sight of Jagannath, and then Jagannath would stop, so Ratha will not move, and then they would engage all the hefty people to pull, and then they would engage elephants also to push, but then the Jagannath cart will not move. So it is quite a difficult cart to move. So before that, Baldev and Subhadra, they are peacefully, they'll go. So all the natak happens in the Jagannath cart only. And then they would Jagannath would stop, and then all the circus is going on, and finally Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come and offer a little touch, and then the cart will move very fast, so everybody would try to control the cart. so much difficult it is. And similar kind of a thing that happened also during the birth of the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So that is Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, so Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. So that's just little distance away from the Jagannath temple. So Chaitanya Gaudiya Math is there. So that is the birthplace of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, is now well preserved, and a Gaudiya Math is functioning there. And many times, there is nice lodging facilities also there. So many times we have stayed there, in that place. It is, we are very fortunate in that way. So some staying facility is there, and some, temple is there and things like that. So, and Jagannath cart, it stopped in front of the house of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So when Bhaktivinoda Thakur was magistrate in Jagannath Puri, so that is when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was born. And I think the mother was not in a clean state to come out, so she was not coming out. And till the time she came out, the Ratha cart was stopped. It stopped there. And finally, she brought her child. After 7 days. 7 days? 3 days. After 3 days. So when the Ratha cart, when the child was brought out, so then Jagannath was very happy. He offered the garland. Jagannath himself offered the garland, his garland to the child, and then after that the cart actually moved. So here we see that these personalities, our predecessor acharyas, Srila Prabhupada and the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, so they are not ordinary people. They are personalities. And then in the recent times, we see that all the personalities whom we worship in the altar, and specifically Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Srila Prabhupada. So these are all not ordinary personalities. In fact, none of them whom we are worshipping in the altar. So none of them are ordinary personalities. They are very special personalities sent to accomplish this very difficult mission. So why is this considered to be a difficult mission? So they have to spread the message of Krishna consciousness, and that is the topmost topmost category of Krishna consciousness, and in the most worst kind of situation. in Kali Yuga. So it's the most difficult task actually. So it is not that easy task. And definitely the Lord would have chosen the most best of his instruments, to come and do this job. So that's why these personalities are not ordinary. When we are studying the purport of Srila Prabhupada, when we are studying the teachings, of Srila Prabhupada, we should not think that these are all ordinary messages, and maybe some esoteric things are there, which is high funda and stuff like that and all. So, but actually speaking, the words that are surcharged with the mercy of a devotee, and who is very dear to Krishna, so that has the potency to transform the heart. No, it is not that I'll study some subject matter which is very esoteric, then I will be able to get something. No, so the Krishna conscious principle is na bhaved grahyam indriya. I cannot get it like by my own endeavor. No, it is I can get it only by the mode of service and by the blessings of the superiors, right? So now these personalities, they are chosen representatives of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and when we serve them, and when we just hear their vani, and when we serve them, so they will bestow upon us the greatest treasure. No, they have that treasure. No, Krishna Sitomar, Krishna Dite Paro, Tamara Shakati Ache, right? So they have the power to give Krishna to us, and they can actually bless upon us, the greatest or the highest realizations. No, it is perfectly possible for them, right? So it is. We should not think that no, the teachings are very simple, or no, it's not talking about too high funda pastimes and things like that and all. So we should not have that doubt, because those things are blessed upon us, so what we are supposed to do is the service to them, and no, they are supposed to award us this blessings of intense Krishna consciousness, right? So it is not their it is not our job, to get that. No, so it is in that way we are not deprived of that. So then. What else? No, today is a little bit of. I was supposed to speak on Bhagavatam, and I just start speaking on Rath Yatra. So it is because it is it's such a merciful event, and such an intense event of Krishna consciousness. So we are getting an opportunity to take part in this Rath Yatra next week. So it is not that any other outreach program. No, Rath Yatra is not an outreach program. Rath Yatra is to be considered as a sadhana. No, so it should be considered as a sadhana. So because we are in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and trying to develop mood of devotional service which is practiced in Vrindavan, and for that, this Rath Yatra is a very important sadhana. So to take part in this and to render some service, in this Rath Yatra. And today we are going out, for pamphlet distribution of this Rath Yatra. So it's a very nice service actually. This all these things can actually bring about this wonderful mood of service to Radha and Krishna in the highest category, right? So that is by this wonderful service, we can actually get that. So we should not consider that any other Gita course ko pass distribution karte hain, and then FOE ka pass distribution karte hain, but this is little different from that. So when we are trying to invite people for Rath Yatra, it is more special. So it is very, very special in that way, right? So any questions we can take for some time. It is supposed to be level 4 class, huh? Supposed to be, but level ud gaya. But anyways, audience is also our audience only. Only very few of them are there, right? Level 4. So सैटरडे ओनली ना, ठीक है। मैं कभी ना कभी तो अच्छा कृष्ण कॉन्शियस फिलोसफी में बोलना चाहिए। Yes, bro.
We have heard the reason for pulling the Ratha, and we have the philosophical answers to that. I mean, we know the Lord in our heart. But is there any other reason also for this yatra? Why we
pull this one? Yeah. So when the solar eclipse that happened, and then all the people assembled in. when all the people assembled in Kurukshetra for performing some what is that purificatory acts, so that like they will not be contaminated by the effects of the eclipse. So during that time, the Brajvasis also had come. So and they saw Krishna, and they were not very happy to see Krishna in kingly attire. So and they wanted to take him back to Vrindavan. Right. So they were placing him in a chariot and they were pulling him. you know, So like that. So they were trying to take him back to Vrindavan. So that's the mood actually. And we see that in the Jagannath Puri also, the Nilachal is the Dwaraka or Kurukshetra, like whatever we can uh, ascertain to, like, and then the this one is Gundicha temple or Sundarachal, which is called. So that is Vrindavan. So like they are pulling Krishna from Dwaraka to Vrindavan, like that. Mm. Yes, ma'am.
The pastime of like two-handed Krishna form was only there. Then how does that this four-handed form came in picture and how Lakshmi Devi came in?
Yeah, so this is no. He was in the this one. He was in Dwaraka, right? So in Dwaraka, Lakshmi Devi came into picture because in Dwaraka, like Rukmani, Satyabhama, these are the consorts. No, they are considered to be Lakshmi Devi, right? So and then no opulence. Whenever there is a feature of opulence is there, Krishna would manifest 400 forms. Like now and then. He keep doing that. No? Even in the Bhishma Devka, this one also we see that like he manifests this mood of he displays 400 form. So he keeps displaying the 400 form, like intermittently. That keeps happening in the Aishwarya Bhav. That keeps happening. Yes.
The worship of Lord Jagannath. What is the experience like? Is it like all reverence because we have seen like in Jagannath Puri, sometimes they take Lord lightly also.
Yeah. So, what is the mood of worship of Jagannath? Like, is it with awe and reverence, or is it with intimacy? So, intimacy or bhav se or seva karna, that is like after we reach the stage of bhav. Right now, हमारा bhav now is like materialistic bhav. So like naturally we'll get to the platform of materialism. So that is why the emotion should not be given so much of importance in the beginning stages of devotional service. So in the beginning stages, we should always worship the Lord with awe and reverence. So why this rules and regulation? Why this awe and reverence? Because our senses are so much contaminated. So if any gap also is left for the senses, it will naturally gravitate towards the materialism, naturally gravitates towards sense gratification. So we cannot give any chance for the senses to go towards that direction. So that is why so much of rules and regulations. So rules and regulations is meant for controlling our senses, not for controlling the worship of the Lord. So Lord will be very pleased, when the service is done with intimacy. So that is the like service that the Lord will become pleased. But then we are not there in that stage. Like intimacy का नाम पे like हम कुछ और कर दिया, like so then गड़बड़ हो जाएगा actually. Then Lord will throw us so far away that we will not get devotional service for next millions of lifetimes. So that is more dangerous actually, because see what happens is only Krishna if you approach and worship, that's different. So now we are approaching personalities, like in combination with devotees, like Krishna, along with his devotees. So then, like if we do something, we mess around with devotees, Krishna doesn't like, and we do some mess around with Krishna, devotees doesn't like. दोनों तरफ से मार पड़ेंगे. So it is that is why it is very important that we follow the vidhi purvak bhakti. So and it is safe. It may not give so much of relishment for Krishna, but Krishna is also waiting that ki like कभी ना कभी सुधर जाएगा and कभी ना कभी like अच्छा सेवा करेगा. So and in the anticipation, Krishna is accepting, and then we are also able to do some proper service to Krishna, right? So like that. Hmm. Yes, Mataji.
I think day-to-day life, how can always
Mhm. So, like Srila Prabhupada explains, with this example of a fan, like when the fan when it is running, so it is like we are in the mood of sense gratification. So, that's what we were like, before coming in touch with Krishna consciousness. And when we come in touch with Krishna consciousness, then we start, practicing the elements of devotional service. So elements of devotional service is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. So all these practices we start practicing. So now first practice, obviously it will be on the external platform. So we will do that in the external platform and intermittently. We will not be able to do it continuously. So then, then the mood is also not that of humility and things like that. So we just practice, like we have to do some shravanam, we have to do some reading, and we have to do some deity worship and things like that. So we just do it. Initial, this one is mechanical, just like it is mentioned. The Nam Aparad, Nam Abhas, and Shuddhana. So first, whenever we start our devotional service, it will be Aparada Yukta. It will be filled with Aparad. So because our mood is not proper, so but still it is okay, like it is acceptable. No, it is also a stage, that is there, so it's perfectly acceptable. And then we have the desire to get rid of the offenses and do the service nicely. So now when we are doing this thing, so it is going to be intermittent. So that is why the acharyas, they have given us many other wonderful services that is there. So like deity worship is a nice service, like whereas we cook for the Lord and we take care of the Lord, we dress the Lord and things like that. And then another important thing that the Grahastha devotees can do is that consider the home as a temple of the Lord, and He is the Lord and Master, and I am the servant over there. So like every activity in the home can be made in such a way that it is in connection with the Lord, right? So it is taking care of the family members, taking care of the children, or like doing everything like as a service to the Lord, right? So in that way, like the service can be expanded, and we can do everything as a service to the Lord. So we have to be innovative in actually it may not be innovative, like kind of we should be like thoughtful in the way of how all the activities that I do throughout the day, including my sleep, should be a service to the Lord. My refreshing myself should be a service to the Lord. And then doing everything like cooking as a service to the Lord, everything as a service to the Lord. So that we have to actually, that is a sadhana that we have to practice. Sadhana is not just chanting 16 rounds and like reading and hearing a little bit. So that's not just a sadhana. Sadhana is like to understand how to actually make all the aspects of my life as a service. So if I'm not doing that, so this example of the fan, switching off the fan means stopping the sense gratification. जब तक फैन का स्विच ऑफ नहीं हुआ तो फैन चलते रहेगा actually. So the switch off the fan means stopping sense gratification and doing only service to the Lord. For that we have to like plan the whole day, like how my sleeping can be a service, how my taking bath can be a service, how my like working can be service, how the earning of money can be of service, how every aspect, how eating can be service, how like every aspect of my life can be a service. And we should contemplate this particular activity I'm doing as a service to the Lord. That contemplation, that is also a sadhana. So like that, every single activity of the day, we have to contemplate and we have to see that this particular activity that I'm doing is a service to the Lord. So now whenever there is act of or thought of sense gratification that becomes prominent in our system, so then switch फिर से चालू, फिर से fan चालू है, and then so like in the beginning stages, like कभी switch बंद करते हैं, कभी switch on कर देते हैं, तो ऐसा चलता रहता है. And after some time, like we go and successfully we are able to switch off the fan. After that, it takes some time for the fan to actually get come to still, right? So it is we can understand like it is going to be a sinusoidal wave, or maybe what is that? What is that instrument they call, like heartbeat check karte na? ECG, ECG wave. Aisa, so our devotional service is going to be like this only. Kabhi switch off, kabhi switch on. So in that way, it is going to be like that. And then the frequency of this one is reducing. That means like, no, we are going up and staying for some time and then coming down. It's a good progress, no, in the beginning. And then like gradually the frequency will be like, no, in such a way that, no, we go up and no stay on, and we go up and stay on, and we go up and stay on. So like that the progress will happen. So that is how the stages of devotional service, that is no, like sadhu sangha, anatta nivriti, no, like nishta, shakti, ruchi, no, all these things, these stages is nothing but the same devotional service that we are doing, we will be doing then also, but then the frequency of us coming down is reducing, no, or the distance between no one coming up and coming down is reducing, right? So like or distance is increasing, right? So in that way, like, no, we will enhance our devotional service. So our sadhana should be like no, whichever stage, like, no, I have described, you know, different stages in the description. Whichever stage we feel we are in, so we should try to aspire for the next stage, you know, just like a first standard student aspire to go to the second standard. So in that way, like, no, we should aspire to go to the next stage. Like if we are not able to plan the whole day, you know, how we can do devotional service, so then our whole sadhana practice should be know how to actually plan my whole day, you know, in devotional service. So I'm not still able to understand how my work can be devotional service, or I'm not still able to understand like a particular activity in my day, you know, as devotional service. So how can I meditate? No, how can I make this particular activity as a devotional service, right? So in that way, we can actually transform. No, we can see that all the activities in my life have, no, have I been able to map to some devotional service, or have I been able to do it as a devotional service to the Lord? So, you know, if that project is not finished, then we should work on that project. No, so then if I'm able to work on that project, then after that, the next project is like, no, no, niche nahi aana chahiye. No, so like, no, fan hamesha band hi rakhna hai. So like, no, I'm in between, I'm switching on the fan. No, okay, that's a problem. So now I should work on that. Know how to reduce the frequency like that. So that's the sadhana, right? So the sadhana has to, you know, be practiced in that way. And then also another aspect of sadhana is, as it is mentioned, the humility and gratitude and prayerful mood and things like that. So this is also a sadhana. We can actually, you know, try to practice this, you know, whenever we approach a transcendental subject, be it holy name or the Lord, or even the paraphernalia that is offered to the Lord and things like that. So whenever we approach them, you know, we can actually have this mood that no, I'm not qualified to get this particular exposure, no, of Krishna consciousness, but Krishna is very merciful. No, he has actually offered me this thing, so I'm very grateful to him. So offering thanks, no, trying to offer thanks to Krishna in many different occasions, no, and appreciating Krishna's mercy in our life, right? So this is also a sadhana. No, it may not we may not have that mood, no, particular mood of like naturally feeling grateful to the Lord, but then philosophically we should try to map, no, okay, no, this I'm not eligible to get the transcendental exposure of the Lord, but still, no, I'm getting it, no. So why should I be getting this thing? So it is great mercy of the Lord upon me, right? So like that. So we should try to contemplate and meditate on these sadhanas. Right? Hare Krishna. Yes, it is 8:57. 3 more minutes is there. Yes, bro.
Like you mentioned, whenever Prabhu is Lord himself, still he is standing on the backside and taking the darshan.
Still he is standing in the backside and taking
But
the darshan.
right now we see in many temples a new culture is coming up, that VIP darshan.
VIP darshan, yeah.
So what are your thoughts about this?
Yeah, VIPs are given darshan because, no, नहीं तो वो दर्शन ही नहीं लेंगे तो ठीक है like वो लेने दो. And the exalted devotees, no, that's why like all the privileges are given to, no, neophytes. No, सामने जाके दर्शन लेना ले लो, no problem. So but then like the experienced devotees, no, the devotees who are very much like feeling the separation of the Lord, so they don't give so much value for, no, this one. So they actually, no, they prefer to stay back, no, and then take darshan of the Lord, and Lord, no, prefers to bring them in the front, no, like that. So that is why senior devotees are also offered, no, privileged darshan. Now whenever sannyasis come, no, we give them privileged darshan, right? So in that way. So and whenever VIPs come, no, तो नहीं तो दर्शन ही नहीं लेगा, like, no, लेके जाओ, no. So if we give importance to you, then only you will take darshan. Okay, fine, we'll give importance to you, right? So that's the mood in which the VIP darshans are offered. Right? तो कैसे भी करके दर्शन ले लो. Yes, bro.
How and when
Not sure of the origin of Rath Yatra practice in Jagannath Puri temple. Anybody knows? I don't know. So it is maybe from the beginning only it is there, or I don't know. Okay, let's do some research on that. ओडिया वाला आप ही तो बताना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, it's time now, so it's 9 o'clock, so we will pause here. श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय. हरे कृष्णा.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for revealing the password. Krishna. So let's start Prabhuji for giving such a wonderful class by chanting Hare Krishna.